हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु, हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी, हरे कृष्ण। यशोदानी देवी, हरि प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
दंडवत प्रणाम नंदुलाल प्रभु, हरे कृष्ण। We'll wait for 2 more minutes, then we'll start.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु, हरे कृष्ण। I think we did 2 verses last time. Is my voice clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Bande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Panchatattvamakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So we are reading from 6th verse of Sri Isopanishad, Seeing God Everywhere. The last two, 4th and 5th verse, they describe about the inconceivable qualities of Krishna. He walks, he doesn't walk, he's far away, he's very close. He cannot be perceived even if one travels for unlimited time with the speed of mind. And various inconceivable aspects of Krishna are described. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmani eva nupashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam tato na vijugupsate. One who systematically sees everyone and everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, one who sees the Supreme Lord within everything. Never hates or criticizes anyone or anything. Yastu sarvani bhutani. Sarvani bhutani. Bhutani means the living entities and sarva means all the living entities. Atmani evanu pashyati. Pashyati means to see. Atmani means with respect to the Lord. Atmani evanu pashyati. One who sees sarvani bhutani, all living entities in relationship to the Supreme Lord. Sarva bhuteshu chatmanam. One who sees that Atmanam means again the Supreme Lord, and Sarva Bhuteshu, one who sees Supreme Lord within everything. He never hates or criticizes anyone or anything. Very good example that comes to my mind with this example is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj did not hate Hiranyakashipu, or he did not hate Sanda and Amarka. They were very angry to Vishnu and devotees of Vishnu, and they would consider them as enemies and friends. And Prahlad Maharaj, because he saw Supreme Lord in everything and everything in relation with the Supreme Lord, never hates or criticizes anyone or anything. One thing with respect to other living entities, naturally, if one sees them in relation to the Supreme Lord, like a lost child uh, struggling because of separation from Krishna, and every circumstance is also, everything means every circumstances around us, also as seeing the hand of Krishna. Whatever happens, that is Krishna's will. Then he never hates anything, any situation, any person, or criticizes like that, because he sees everything with respect to Krishna. Hatred and love are opposites. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love, because they are opposites. When love is there, hatredness will not be there in the heart. And if hatredness is there in the heart, love will not be there in the heart. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love. A Mahabhagavat or a great devotee sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, and thus he has no object of hatred. Such a person easily attains love of God. Again, Prahlad Maharaj, if you see, he has no object of hatred. Such a person easily attains love of God. Devotees are of three types, namely Kanishtadhikari, who are neophyte devotees, Madhyamadhikari, intermediate devotees, Uttamadhikari, pure devotees of Mahabhagavat. Qualities of Kanishtadhikari, they are in the lowest stage of realization. Their realization about Krishna is very, very meager, and their faith on Krishna is also very, very meager. They worship the Lord in the temple according to their faith, and worships the Lord in the temple according to their faith and scriptural injunctions. They worship Krishna in the temple, but they worship Krishna according to their faith. Means Krishna, who is standing in a temple, is not different from Satchidananda Vigraha. At least that's what Shastra says. But then he sees Krishna to the extent of his faith. Even his worship is in accordance with his faith. Worship the Lord in the temple according to their faith and scriptural injunctions. So the scripture says how to worship, so he follows the vidhis very nicely as they are meant to be done, and his faith is according to his Kanishta faith. Considers the Lord to be present only at the place of worship and nowhere else. He sees, okay, this is Krishna. Dealings cannot ascertain another devotee's position or realization of the Lord. It is said that we cannot understand the devotees who are more advanced than us. We cannot understand them. We will bring them to our level. And then, yeah, whether we criticize them or glorify them, we'll glorify also according to our level. We'll criticize them also according to our level. So we cannot understand another devotee's position. But then when, suppose you have a particular view about a devotee now, when you say practice devotional service 10 more years, and now you have grown further. So 10 years back, what a devotee has done to us, now we will understand, oh, how exalted that devotee was. He did like that to me. We cannot understand a devotee superior to us. We'll bring them to our level. So cannot ascertain another devotee's position or realization of the Lord. What the other devotee is experiencing, we cannot ascertain that. We can hear from that devotee and we can understand, yeah, this is what he's saying, that's all right. But we cannot ascertain. But when we start experiencing what a senior devotee is experiencing after many years, then we'll realize, oh, why that devotee was saying like this few years back. And now we understand that where I am today, that devotee was there decades back. So we can understand, oh, this devotee is very senior to me now. Now I can understand. So we cannot really understand. A Kanishtadhikari cannot understand a devotee um, or devotee's realization, especially superior to us. It is said that if you are Madhyamadhikari, you can understand the consciousness of Kanishtadhikari. You can know them. If you are Uttamadhikari, you can completely understand by talking to a Kanishta or Madhyama where they lie. But if you are Kanishta, we cannot understand Madhyama or Uttamadhikari. Then he quarrels with devotees sometimes. Uh, Bhakti Prem Maharaj says, neophyte means new fights. Again and again, he doesn't like why this devotee is acting like this, or how can he say like this? No. There's something wrong with this, and this is not fair. What was happened to me? So in this way, he again and again picks one or the other topics to quarrel with devotees. So that's again a Kanishtadhikari platform. Then he is materialistic in nature and simply tries to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane. He's like, no, this is not good for me. That's how I will attain Krishna and I'll do this. And now see, I have attained Krishna. Now see. So he is materialistic by nature, but he tries to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane. See, we cannot attain a spiritual realization by our attempts. That is something, see, spiritual progress is very, very gradual and it is very wholesome. It's a full experience and then another full experience, and gradually you grow step by step, just like like monkeys trying to jump from one branch to another and another. Like this, we cannot attain spiritual realization by some efforts. I was driving and two devotees were with me. One devotee, I mean, he's very sensitive devotee, and then he said, Krishna says there are four kind of relationship: uh, Dasya, Sakhya, Madhurya, and Vatsalya. I said, yes, Prabhu. Then he said, I'm trying to figure out what is my relationship. I have been thinking about this for past 2 weeks now. That's what's in my mind. What's my relationship with Krishna? I said, Prabhu, that's the last stage of self-realization. The beginning stages, we are servant of Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna. That's not gonna come so easily, Prabhu. Um, it's a path of revelation. Krishna reveals to us after long practice and after a lot of purification of the heart and love for Krishna. Then gradually these things becomes clear, not now. Then he said, yeah, that's the stage I am in exactly, Sham. I am in that stage. Um, um, I said, all right, bro. Very good for you. Cannot understand actually. I mean, he came to Bhakti probably a month back. He's a German. Usually, these Western devotees are Switzerland or these people are. I mean, it takes some time to comprehend for them. But it was nice talking to him. Anyways, the qualities of Madhyamadhikari. Prema considers the Lord to be the object of love. Madhyama, they 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 consider Krishna as the object of love. They love Krishna. They make friends with the devotees, with the Lord's devotees. They tries to awaken the dormant love in the innocent who lack knowledge of the Lord, and they avoid the faithless atheists who deride the very name of the Lord and hate his devotees. Those who are envious, they avoid them. They try to love Krishna. They try to serve the devotees and make friend with devotees, and they show mercy onto prema maiti kripa upeksha. They try to show the mercy to those who don't have knowledge. That's the qualities of Madhyamadhikari. That verse is from Bhagavatam. Then qualities of Uttamadhikari, they sees everything in relation to the Lord, and this is what this sixth verse speaks about. Like Prahlad Maharaj, she's everything. A Madhyamadikari, he avoids those who are envious and he doesn't like them also. He avoids them. But the Uttamadikari sees Krishna in them also. Like if Hiranyakashipu or these atheists were to come in front of us, we'll probably definitely avoid them. Or we'll just escape or just somehow run away and don't take their association. But a person like Prahlad Maharaj, who's an Uttamadikari, he sees them also as part and parcel of Krishna, and he wants Hiranyakashipu also to belong to Krishna, and he does not hate Hiranyakashipu. And his faith on Krishna is impeccable. So sees everything in relation to the Lord. Or any trouble is coming, this is also Lord's mercy. Sees everything in relation to the Lord. Sees everyone as part and parcel of God. Even Sanda and Amarka, his teachers, or the demoniac people, he sees everything as part and parcel of Krishna, a child separated from Krishna, and he wants to awaken their love for Krishna, and he gives good advice. He is telling Hiranyakashipu also, my dear father, you should go to Vana, Vrindavana, and you should smear the dust from the feet of devotees on your body, and this way you will give up your materialistic thoughts and desires, and you should worship Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, free from material desires. That's what you should do. Otherwise, you are going deeper and deeper into deep dark well where there is no water. You are getting drenched in this material existence. So smear the dust of devotees' feet and worship Vishnu. That is good for you. So he sees everyone as separated part and parcel of God. No discrimination, no apeksha. See, Madhyamadikari will avoid those who are envious. Prahlad Maharaj, he does not distinguish between devotees and envious. For him, everyone is a lost child of Krishna. Doesn't discriminate between the atheist and theist. There are devotees, there is Hiranyakashipu, there are demoniacs, and no problem. This is Hiranyakashipu, equal vision. Spiritual vision is not misled by the material bodies of jivas, but sees a spirit soul within and serves them as spirit. So his is not misled by the material bodies of jivas. But for us, we discriminate on the basis of material bodies. We may like somebody, we may dislike somebody, or various things. But Prahlad Maharaj is not misled by the material bodies of jivas, but sees there is no, whatever he sees everybody as a lost child of Krishna. There is no physical vision that Uttamadikari has. A Madhyamadikari has, Uttamadikari has no such vision like discriminating physical platform, but they still act as if they discriminate for the sake of setting a good example. Like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would discriminate, although not Uttamadikari, just to set a good example. But yeah, Prahlad Maharaj, no, not misled by material bodies of jivas, but sees the spirit soul within and serves them as spirit. Thus, the material aspect is automatically served. So there is no material aspect in them. Understanding sees no essential difference between a Brahmana and a dog, and does good to both. I have seen that, like His Holiness Sadhana Swami Maharaj, he shows same affection to a cow, to a dog, to a envious, or to a devotee, or to a dying animal, or even to an ant or to a frog. There is no essential difference between a Brahmana and a dog for them, and does good to both, because both are fragmental parts of the Lord. They see that both are lost child of Krishna, and because the love is with Krishna, and everyone is a lost child of Krishna, they know that by serving that child, Lord is pleased, because all children part and parcel of Krishna. And they serve them in such a way that brings them closer to Krishna. Although engage in different types of bodies due to their right and wrong use of God-given independence in their previous lives. Because both are sees no essential difference between a Brahmana and a dog, and does good to both, because both are fragmental parts of the Lord, although engage in different types of bodies due to their right and wrong use of God-given independence in the previous life. So they see that he has taken a dog body because of his past karma, and that's how he's in this body. He's a human or a Brahman body because of his past karma, and these karmas are acting on different people differently. But both the dog or the Brahmana are lost part and parcel of Krishna and hankering for Krishna. So how can I awaken their Krishna consciousness? So in that way, he sees them on a spiritual platform, and he does not discriminate them on the basis of material bodies. Then brotherhood teaches the conception of universal brotherhood by personal example. Very good example of brotherhood, universal brotherhood, is Lord Chaitanya. How he did not discriminate between elephant, lion, deers, monkeys, devotees, aborigines, atheists, Mayavadis, South Indians, Martha Brahmanas, or envious. Didn't see any discrimination. Um, but he gave love of God to everyone, even the animals. So this is universal brotherhood because sees everything in relationship with Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. Then liberated, only one who is already on the liberated platform can become an Uttamadhikari and see every jiva as a brother. So uh, those who are not on a spiritual platform cannot see every living entity on a spiritual platform, part and parcel of Krishna. When we are absorbed in bodily conception, we will see everybody else as their bodies. When we hear, we may see, yeah, they are spirit soul, they're also spirit soul. But then our actions, our desires will be based on bodily platform. Why? Because we are on a bodily platform. But when we realize deeply that I'm part and parcel of Krishna, one thing is that I know. But when I realize, then I will act. When I realize something, I will act on that platform. When I'm acting on a bodily platform and understanding I'm part and parcel of Krishna, my realization is still of a bodily platform only. So only a liberated who understand himself as part and parcel of the Lord, only that person can see everybody as spiritual. Example again, Prahlad Maharaj. Because he is on a spiritually liberated platform, he understands he's part and parcel of Krishna. He sees everybody on that platform and tries to help them to awaken that platform. Like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada saw everybody on a completely transcendental spiritual platform and was never affected by material circumstances because he was a liberated soul. That's why it is said that the most effective preaching is by becoming pure ourselves. Then imitators of Uttamadhikari, false philanthropists who flaunt a sense of oneness, who behave on a bodily platform, not understanding soul or super soul. So false philanthropist means social workers. They say whether a dog or cat, they're all my brothers and sisters. We are all part and parcel of God. So we are all one same living entities. So they flaunt a sense of oneness. Flawed means they show that they are great personalities. They don't discriminate. They love all. They show, but then they have no understanding of soul, Krishna, and part and parcel of Krishna. So what they are doing actually is they are trying to imitate Uttamadhikar. Many people, social workers, show that they are best people, but that's imitation. Real oneness on a spiritual level can be seen only when we are liberated. But one who behaves on a bodily platform, who is not liberated, he can never see. He may speak like that, he may consciously act in that way, but he has not realized that. So that's imitation of Uttamadhikari. Politicians who are always after some material gain. So they also act like they support Hindus and Muslims and Christians, and they are equal to all, and they are trying to do all these things, but then they are acting as if they are equal, but their motive is material gain. They want post. They may serve others, outward bodies, for fame and material rewards, but cannot serve the soul and can have no information of the spiritual world. So it's just an imitation of Uttamadhikari. Then seeing by following the authority. Anupashyati. Anu means to follow and pashyati means to observe. This means that one must learn to see things by hearing and following the acharyas. So the idea is one must not try to imitate Uttamadhikari, but one must follow them. Follow them means one must hear from them and then follow their example, how they used to perform sadhana, how they live a simple life. Once you try to practice devotional service that they will do, and the vision that they have, that will be given to us when we attain that level of devotion. So don't try to imitate their observation, their vision, or their devotion. Try to follow their footsteps by following the process that they followed, which is chanting 16 rounds, having a spiritual master, serving the spiritual master, serving their devotees, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is called Anupashyati, to observe and to follow. You observe them, how they practice Krishna, you follow them, then you will attain the same realization rather than imitating them, which is not possible. Seeing through hearing, one cannot see anything properly with material naked eyes unless one has heard from a superior source. And the highest source is the Vedic wisdom coming in disciplic succession through the Lord, Brahma, Narada, Vyasadeva, etc. So seeing through hearing, uh, someone may become impressed by these politicians or philanthropists who are acting in a certain way. So don't believe what we see. Rather, don't try to see the word through the eyes, rather try to see the word through hearing. So one cannot see anything properly with material naked eyes because we will misinterpret unless one has heard from a superior source, and the highest source is coming from the Vedic wisdom. Basically, whatever Shastra say, whatever Mahajans say, you uh, you hear them, then you follow them, and then once you have a proper spiritual understanding, then you will be able to see properly. Shrutidharas, people in earlier ages were intelligent with sharper memories to follow the Vedas simply by hearing them once from a guru without recording. This is, I'm sure devotees know about Shrutidhar. They will hear, they will remember everything, and they will pass on what they have heard as it is, and that's how the knowledge was. They're called Shrutidhara. They hear it once and they know. No one can reach any conclusion without receiving instructions from the Vedas, Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, through the disciplic succession of Vyasadeva. So the idea is read the scriptures, follow the scriptures, practice them, um, become qualified, and then you will be able to see and have this vision. So try to follow the Shastra. Don't try to imitate. Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, are the most important scriptures, and any commentary that contradicts their principles is unauthorized. Now, on the seventh, qualitative oneness. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut vijanata tatra ko mohanka shoka ekadvam anupashyata. No illusion or lamentation for those with equal vision. So the previous verse, seventh one says, who has equal vision? One who sees everything in anything and everything in relationship with the Lord, and any circumstances also in relationship with the Lord. He does not hate or criticizes anything, and he has equal vision. And this verse says that one who practices the previous verse, who has equal vision, for he never falls into illusion, and there is no material limitation for him. So yasmin sarvani bhutani. One who sees all jivas as spiritual sparks is a true knower of things. What then can be illusion or limitation for him? He sees everybody as one in quality with the Lord, following the authorities. The word ekatvam in this verse doesn't mean that the Lord and the living entities are equal in all respects. Ekatvam, ekatvam means one quality. Twa, twa means qualities. Like we say, साक्षात् हरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यत एव साढभिः किन्तु प्रभूया प्रिया एव तास्या वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम्. So there it says साक्षात् हरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे. साक्षात् हरित्वेन. It does not say Sakshad Hari Samasta Shastra. Sakshad Hari means he is God. Sakshad Haritva means he has the same qualities as God. So Haritva and likewise Ekatva, Haritva. If it says Eka Anupashyata means he sees everybody as God. How this is very clear that Isopanishad this um, um, rejects Mayavad. Mayavad says we are God, and here the word uses ekatvam anupashyata. He sees everyone as having the same qualities, ekatva, having the same quality with the Lord by following authority. So Prabhupada mentions here the word ekatvam in this verse doesn't mean that the Lord and living entities are equal in all respects, but they're equal in qualities, but not in quantity. Qualitatively one and quantitatively different. Illusion and limitation act contrary to knowledge. Knowledge cannot remain in a heart where illusion and grief exist. Just as all hatred vanishes when one sees everything in relation to the Lord, illusion and lamentation also disappear. So it is necessary to establish a relationship with the Supreme Lord by bhakti. When one is not in knowledge, then one is acting in illusion. Illusion means seeing things on a bodily platform, acting from that platform, or uh, knowledge means seeing things as they are in relationship with Krishna. So where knowledge is there, then illusion won't be there. Um, and when knowledge is there, and we also see Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Krishna says, having received transcendental knowledge from a spiritual master, one never fall again into illusion. So they are contrary. When we realize the knowledge, and Krishna says the knowledge is realized gradually by the practice of devotional service. So when knowledge is there, illusion will go away and lamentation will not exist. Prabhupada also says in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 1st verse, Prabhupada says, uh, lamentation is because of ignorance of the self, or lamentation is a sign of mode of ignorance. Again, it is because of ignorance, lamentation. And where knowledge is there, ignorance won't be there. So when knowledge is there, lamentation won't be there, illusion won't be there. One way we see why we lament over something, maybe we lost something that we lament over, but if somebody's knowledge, he understands that nothing belongs to me anyways, and whatever my karma allows is given or taken away from me based on karma. So a person in knowledge will not lament for something he has lost, or will not lament something he is not able to achieve, because he sees the will of the Lord there also. So somebody who is acting in knowledge, he will not have this lamentation. because he knows that everything is happening or will happen by the will of the Lord. Lamentation means also limitation can also arise because of one's past action. Oh, I did like this. If I would not have acted like this, probably things would have been better. So one of the cause of limitation is also thinking that I am the doer, and we don't see that Krishna impelled me to act in this particular way, or the material nature impelled me to act in this particular way. So again, when there is lack of Krishna consciousness or lack of knowledge, then one goes into lamentation and illusion. They go side by side. Mm. So a person who sees everything in relationship with Krishna, he neither has lamentation, he neither has illusion, and he neither has hatredness towards anyone or any circumstances. Then there is qualitative oneness and quantitative difference. The vision of oneness of a Mahabhagavat is to see everything as the Lord's energy. Since there is no difference between the energetic, the Lord, and the energy, the Jivas, there is a sense of uh, oneness, or the Lord and Jiva. They are both, and he sees everybody as in relationship with the Lord. There is oneness, or infinite, and Krishna is in we are infinitesimal, Krishna is infinite. Example, heat and light are different from fire, yet there is no meaning to fire without coming from it, and there is no light coming from it. Then there is no meaning of that fire. Such fire does not exist. So there is no meaning to fire without heat and light. Thus, in one sense, heat, light, and fire are the same. They are non-different. So likewise, we cannot exist without the Lord. So in that way, we and Lord are the same because we exist because of Him. Heat and light are the energy of the fire. And heat and light exist because of the relationship with the fire. Fire goes away, heat and light will go away. So likewise, we exist because of our relationship with Krishna. Then difference is the jivas are qualitatively one with the Lord, quality-wise, Sachidananda, but quantitatively different from the Lord. They possess 50 of his 64 qualities, but only a minute quantity, being his minute parts. So we see that Krishna and Balaram has 64 qualities, Narayan has 60, Shiva has 55, and Brahma has 50, and we also have 50. But the 50 qualities that are common between us and Krishna, Krishna has those 50 qualities infinite, and we have those 50 qualities infinitesimal. So quality wise, 50 are matching, but not quantity wise. Example, a fire and spark of a fire both have the qualities of heat and light, but they are not same in quantity. A fire is huge, but a spark of fire, how much light and how much heat a spark of fire has. So likewise, very insignificant, but fire is humongous. Likewise, Krishna, humongous. But we are like, like a spark. How much light and how much heat can be? So quantity wise, we are very insignificant. Example two, both the ocean and drop of the ocean are salty, but the quantity of salt in them is different. In the ocean, it's like how much salt is needed to make the ocean salty, and how much salt is needed to make a drop of water, ocean water salty. So quantity, huge difference, but quality, both are salty, same composition. If jivas were equal to the Lord, both qualitatively and quantitatively, there will be no question of the jivas being influenced by Maya. So Prabhupada says, if we are one, clearly the verse is ekatvam. Ekatvam means one in quality. The jiva, seeing jiva, one in quality with the Lord. Both has transcendental, part and parcel, Sachidananda. But if the jiva is quantity wise also same as Lord, and there is no difference between we and Krishna, then how can we become captured by Maya? If me and Krishna are same, then Krishna is always transcendental, then how can I become material? How can I become covered by Maya? Krishna is never covered by Maya. Krishna says he is works under his Maya. And then we get contact with Maya. So if we and him are same, then how can Maya cover the Lord? It's contradictory. So we are not the same. We are always servant of Krishna. Krishna is always our master. Krishna is the enjoyer. Eko bahunam yoga vidhati now. He is one. And he nitya now. Nitya Prabhupada uses this word. Nitya now means Nitya means he is supreme eternal among all eternal. Um, um, Nitya Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam means he's supreme consciousness among all. We all have individual consciousness, but he's supreme consciousness. Whatever consciousness we have is coming from his consciousness. Eko bahuna yog vidadhati kaman. And he's a supreme maintainer. We are maintained by him. He is the one who maintains all. So clearly a distinction. Except for the Madhyama and Uttama Adhikari, no one can correctly see a Jiva's spiritual position. Only Uttama and Madhyama Adhikari, they see the living entity on a spiritual platform. Kanishta sees he's a materialistic by nature, so he sees everybody on a materialistic platform. So that shows that Madhyama Adhikari is also a very advanced platform. Except Madhyama and Uttamadhikari, no one can correctly see the Jiva spiritual position. Mantra 4 already stated that no living being can surpass the Supreme Being Krishna in any respect. The fourth verse we discussed last week, it says um, um, Krishna is the only one who is supreme, no one is superior to him, and he controls even the demigods like wind and rain. Um, and he is Ekam, he is the only one in that position. Uh, so nobody can surpass Krishna, and naturally we are only qualitatively one with Krishna. Then perfect oneness is enjoyment on the spiritual platform. Um, all jivas, including birds, reptiles, ants, aquatics, trees, and so on, are emanations of the Lord's marginal potency. So all of them are members of his family, and their interest is meant to be the same as that of the Lord. Perfect oneness is Krishna is an enjoyer, and we are meant to give Krishna pleasure. And when um, mm, the reason we were created is to serve him. And when we um, try to serve him, then we become happy also. In a family or a nation, although there are many individuals, the interest of all members is one. It's like the whole nation has one common interest. Uh, the whole family has one common interest generally. So likewise, all the living entities, all the devotees, and um, uh, they have one common interest, and which is to serve the Lord. And the Lord has one interest, and he wants to be served, want to serve. This is perfect oneness. Prabhupada says oneness in desire. Um, oneness in desire means what Krishna want and what we want is the same. For example, Krishna want Krishna consciousness to be spread, and we want Krishna consciousness to be spread. And this is oneness. This is perfect oneness. Um, Krishna wants in spiritual world. Krishna wants to be served, and we want to serve. Then again, this is perfect oneness. And there is oneness in devotees also. I was thinking like that all the devotees are also one family. We are all part of Shri Prabhupada's family. So when we see another devotee doing very nice service, then if we keep Krishna in the center, then we should see from the perspective, oh, we are one family, we have one goal. We are like, say, 100,000 devotees. We are one family and we have one goal. And what is our one goal? Our one goal is to make the whole world Krishna conscious and to give pleasure to Krishna. So, one family, one goal. And when that is the case, then when somebody else is doing very nice service, then we should become very happy that yes, see, this devotee is actually helping. Very nice. So, when there is one family and one goal, that is oneness in, that is oneness. Oneness with Krishna. Oneness with Krishna means Krishna wants, Mahaprabhu wants, and this is what all the devotees are trying. And what I want is what all the devotees want, and what Krishna wants. And success of one is the success of other in a family. For example, in a family, when a son gets a good marks or gets a job, then the son is very happy, and mother and father are very happy because the goal of mother and father and the goal of son is the same. Mother and father wants Krishna's son's success, and sons want his success also. In a way, there is oneness in the interest, in the desire. Likewise, we are one family, and oneness in desire means very nice. Let Krishna consciousness expand. Let devotees advance, let devotees grow. One with Krishna. That is perfect and uh, uh, of course, imperfect oneness is Mayavadis and I am God. That is imperfect oneness. So spiritually, the Lord wants to be served. Um, and all the children are trying to serve the Lord in their different capacities. Naturally, Krishna has given all of us different capacities, and with our own capacity, with our own little strength, um, uh, with our own little intelligence given by Krishna, when we try to give pleasure to the Lord by using our intelligence, our strength, um, our energy, our knowledge, when we all try to serve the Lord based on our capabilities, um, that is one spiritual family. Thus, the Supreme Atma or Paramatma, the Paramatma alone maintains all the individual minute atoms who are like his children. For he wants to derive pleasure out of their affection. What the Lord wants is we all show affection to him. And when we all serve in our own little minute ways, with our own strength, Krishna is pleased. And we should be pleased by seeing all this. Everyone is nicely serving Krishna. That's wonderful. Everyone is serving Krishna. Success of others is our success, and our success is other success. It's spiritual oneness. Example, the father extends himself through his children and maintains them to derive pleasure. If our children obeys the father's will, family affair will run smoothly with one interest and a pleasing atmosphere. So father is maintaining the children, and father wants to give pleasure to children, and children obeys the father's will. Whatever father says, they do. So father is happy, and whatever father earns, he maintains them, so they are happy. And whatever father say, they do, and father give them whatever they need. So there is this whole cycle. So father is happy because they are obeying father, and they are happy because father is taking care of them. Likewise, Krishna is happy when we are surrendering to him and doing his will. And uh, mm, um, when we are doing his will, he is happy, and we are happy because he is reciprocating with us. He's giving us inspiration, opportunity to render service, um, um, allowing us to serve him. Just by that, we are happy. So this is spiritual family. Krishna is happy and we are happy, and Krishna is happy and others are happy, and they are happy and we are happy, and we are happy and they are happy. So this is perfect oneness. Then pleasure seeking. By nature, all the spiritual entities are meant for eternal enjoyment. Ananda Mayo Vyasat. But the condition jivas seek enjoyment on a material platform. On the spiritual platform, the Lord enjoys with his innumerable associates. So the conditioned souls who are not in spiritual oneness, they don't want to be one with, say, other devotees' desires and um, Krishna's desire, and they seek like a separatist mentality or enjoy their attachment, their anxiety, um, and becomes naturally contaminated and not very pleasing to the Lord. But on a spiritual platform, the Lord engages with his innumerable associates. Um, by seeing other devotees getting um, the mercy of Radha and Krishna. Um, very, very harmoniously, there is pleasure by serving, and Krishna by being served, and devotees by serving. The real center of enjoyment is Krishna, the center of the sublime rasa dance. We are all meant to enjoy life with him, with one transcendental interest and without any clash. Um, This is a real oneness where there can be no question of material qualities, illusion, or lamentation. Like one devotee, suppose Krishna is performing his rasa dance. One devotee says, I want to serve him and feed him this. Other says, no, 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 this is my service. Other says, no, this is what I want to do. And one does some service and this person thinks, how can you do this? And he becomes envious of that. This is all um, um, Kanishta Adhikarina. So center of enjoyment is Krishna. We are all meant to enjoy with him with one transcendental interest. Transcendental interest um, does not have transcendental interest means is Krishna getting served? Is Krishna pleased? When the interest is when I am not in the center of the interest, when the higher purpose is in the interest, when the interest is um, Krishna Seva or Prabhupada Seva or Mahaprabhu Seva or Guru Seva, when the interest is, when I am not in the interest, it's a transcendental interest. And when everyone is serving the transcendental interest, keeping Krishna in the center, everyone can enjoy life in a very sublime way, and there will be no clash. This is real oneness when there can be no question of material qualities, illusion, lamentation. Such things are not there. No lamentation. Why? Krishna is, purpose is to serve Krishna, and Krishna is getting served very nicely. Then it's very nice. Lamentation will come when there is lack of transcendental interest. Material qualities obviously will be there, contaminated. When there is a clash, it's because of some material qualities, because of some illusion. We are in illusion. That's why we have independent interest. So naturally, when everyone is serving one transcendental interest without any clash, then one is free from all these material qualities. From illusion arises a godless material civilization, which result in anxiety and lamentation that can be crushed at any moment. That is a law of nature. From illusion arises godless material civilization, which result in, when godless, no Krishna interest enter. Then everyone enjoy, everyone have their own interest, and everyone interest with everybody else clashes. Um, and the result is anxiety and lamentation because they really want to achieve. Somebody else is getting better, then they have anxiety, they have lamentation. Oh, why somebody else doing better, or I could have done this way. Everyone is trying to serve their own, in a godless society, everyone is trying to serve their own individual interest. um, and because of this, everyone is in anxiety. Why this material world is called kuntha, full of anxiety? Because everyone have individual interest. So anxiety to outdo somebody is anxiety for one's own performance, anxiety for past or lamentation or attachments and etc. This is godless civilization that can be crushed at any moment. And that's what happened. This is a law of nature. This is all godless society, generally speaking. And everyone is a conditioned soul. Everyone loves based on physical platform, um, and bodily platform and extended bodily platform. And everyone tries to serve their own individual interest. There is no oneness of serving for a higher purpose without clash. And there is anxiety, there is attachment, there is suffering, there is lamentation. The whole world is full of this. And then what happens after some time? The whole civilization is crushed, and then again start from again. Then again there are so many secondary and partial annihilations. So everything is getting crushed. Kalki will come, everything is crushed, and again, and then again, and then again. So this is the nature of godless society. Surrender. Those who surrendered at Krishna's lotus feet can surpass the stringent laws of nature. These are laws of nature. Mode of passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance. Everything is self-centered. But when somebody surrendered to Krishna's lotus feet, when somebody sees that how I am caught up, and how I am helpless, and how I am deeply conditioned by this phenomena of uh, uh, individualistic society. Um, and when one feels helpless and one sees what is the right direction to go, but I am not able to go in the right direction. Um, and I feel all this anxiety and lamentation. In this one example of lamentation, I was thinking in this material world, uh, everyone is everyone wants to outdo somebody else. Everyone wants to be the best. Everyone wants to be the center and be the one successful. And naturally, when one does not meet one own expectation, one lament, one thinks, my life is good for nothing, and sees. And this all lamentation because of also same reason. So those who understand and those who want to get rid, then they surrender to Krishna and they engage in serving Krishna, so that one can be freed from this um, in clash of interest and lack of transcendental oneness. And then when one identifies, then those who surrender at Krishna's lotus feet can surpass. These are laws of nature. We are all bound by these laws of nature. So those who understand can surpass their own condition by surrender. Krishna, I cannot handle this situation. I surrender to your lotus feet. If we wish to get rid of all sorts of illusion and anxiety and lamentation, and create unity out of all diverse interests. We must bring God into all of our activities. So this is what we are, diverse interest. The cause of diverse interest is also illusion in a way. Thinking that by these diverse interests I can become happy, but I'm only, um, this infinite loop. A person in knowledge will know that, oneness and keeping Krishna's interest or a transcendental interest in the center, and we are working in this direction, that transcendental oneness, then one will be very happy. Um, no anxiety, no lamentation. It's like chanting, dancing, feasting, and everyone is trying to serve Krishna in their own way, and everyone is happy for everybody else's success. That's spiritual happiness, that's spiritual word, that interest. Um, Prabhupada says this material world like cats and dogs. And like सब एक दूसरे को नोचने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, like. So if we wish to get rid of all sorts of illusion and anxiety and lamentation and create unity out of diverse interests, we must bring God into all, atheistic, individualistic, independent, and desires of every individual in the society. The way to come out of this is by bringing Krishna in the center. Whatever we are doing, try to add Krishna, try to bring Krishna in the center. Even out from individualistic society, individualistic desires, separate desires, when all these things are, we are filled with all these things because of our, our existence, and we are covered by illusion and ignorance and, independent desires and three modes and whatever so many layers that we have, the false ego and envy and whatever so many layers we have, we are all disturbed. There is a spark of Krishna that enters into that whole disturbed oceanic, um like fully disturbed consciousness and distracted consciousness. When the spark of Krishna enters into that, then everything starts to settle. And that's what this verse, the previous verse, that is the essence of the last verse and this verse. By seeing everything and doing everything in relationship with the Lord, uh, seeing everything, doing everything, every circumstances, every person, by keeping the Lord in the center, then one becomes free from hatredness, free from illusion, free from lamentation. All these things starts happening. So first, like Prabhupada explains what the current society is, um, what is the effect of, um, uh, independent interest, and what is real oneness of oneness in interest, and how beautiful is a society when everyone is have oneness in the interest, and how we lack there, and how we can get there by bringing God, by bringing Krishna in the center of all of our activities. The result of our activities must be used to serve the Lord's interest. The result of our activities must be used to serve the Lord's interest. You see what is Mahaprabhu's desire. You see what is our spiritual master's desire, what is Prabhupada's desire, what is Krishna's desire. You see. And then whatever activity you do, you try to use the result of your activity in order to serve the Lord's interest, by which one can perceive the Atma Bhuta or Brahma Bhuta stage. And this way, um, by using the result of your activities to serve the Lord's interest, now there is oneness in interest. Usually we want the result of our activities for our own benefit, na? Which is not keeping Krishna in the center. And that is the cause of anxiety, so much anxiety and, lamentation and, uh, 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 all the material emotions arise from there. But in Krishna, when everything is done to serve Krishna's interest, this is actually we are forcing ourselves to get into keeping Krishna in the center and doing everything to serve the Lord's real interest. Cognizance of spiritual position, neither the Lord nor the Jivas are impersonal. Such transcendental personalities are full of bliss, knowledge, and eternity. As soon as one is cognizant of this, one at once surrenders onto Krishna's lotus feet. Such great soul Mahatmas are very rare. So when a living entity realizes that he is part and parcel of Krishna, and everything here is temporary and illusory, um, 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 and the purpose is to realize my eternal relationship with Krishna and eternally be in the relationship with Krishna. And if one is serious about one's eternal relationship with Krishna and attaining that eternal relationship with Krishna, then one uses everything, one does everything in this life centered around to getting that. But in illusion, that that goal may not be very focused, and we may still try to be independent interest. Um, but by gradually using our results uh, to fulfill the Lord's interest, slowly we start bringing Krishna in the center. Krishna is the enjoyer of all of my activities. Let Krishna be the enjoyer of all of the sacrifices. Whatever we do is a sacrifice. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. Let Krishna be the enjoyer of all of my sacrifices. Usually, conditioned soul doesn't want that. He wants to be the enjoyer. Let Krishna be the bhokta. Let Krishna be the enjoyer of all of my sacrifices. Let Krishna be the proprietor. Krishna be the enjoyer of all my sacrifices. And my real friend. So when one at once surrenders onto Krishna's lotus feet, one becomes cognizant, and then such souls, they are very rare. They are Mahatmas who in this world are trying to serve the Lord's interest. They are great souls, Mahatmas. Once this is attained, there is no longer any illusion, lamentation, material misery, birth and death that are experienced in material life. One becomes free from this material life and go back to Godhead. Okay, so that's all we have about oneness. If there is any question, discussion, we can take now. We're going a little slow actually, and we'll see the eighth one. We discuss two verses again. Okay. Any discussion? Any question? No question, no discussion.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam, always to Srila
No
Prabhupada.
problem. Yes, Srila
Um,
Prabhupada.
Prabhuji, very beautiful understanding that Krishna wants the mission to be spread and we want the mission to be spread. So oneness in that aspect, very nice inspiration on that, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my inquiry is on the focus on the result. So when we are engaged in a service and we focus on the result, then we we tend to become biased that either the result will be in this way or that way. And if the result doesn't come that way, then we become attached. We become lamented, and otherwise we become
Correct.
attached. So, while doing the service, the focus should not be on the result of the service, but on the service. This is very difficult sometimes, Prabhuji. Any inspiration on that, Prabhuji? Like how to maintain the focus on the service? Naturally, uh, the the result that we want, that drives us to serve. I mean, in my conditioned state. So, uh, any inspiration that?
Prabhuji, our spiritual master says the focus should be on the act of service and on the result of service.
Please, little bit explain more on the act of service means like.
on the act of service and on the result. Yes, I'm getting a chance to there is no need for uh, there is no need for um, success or failure competition. um, we are not trying to outdo anybody, or we are not trying to, you know, like be lower than somebody or be better than somebody. We are not trying to be in the center. We're just trying to serve Krishna. When we are in the center, when there is a lack, our interest is not in Krishna's interest. When I am in the center of the service and not Krishna is in the center of the service, then there will be these um, lamentation. Oh, somebody is doing better than me. Ah, it pains my heart. Or I am doing better than somebody. And all this pride in the heart. So all these things, again, we are in the same illusion. We are in the same anxiety. We are in the same lamentation, and those things will come when we are attached to the results of our service. Like one example is Yugal Kishore Prabhuji, our uh, beloved. He went to Radhanath Maharaj, and he asked Maharaj, what is the most, how many
So your voice is breaking.
that how many books, where did it go, and Maharaj will be pleased. So Prabhuji please first. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, we lost some of the connection
Hare
there. The
Krishna.
Wi-Fi was unclear.
So can you try turning off the video?
Hare Krishna. My voice, how is my voice now? Still breaking?
Right.
But now it's clear.
Now it's clear.
But it does go in and out. So.
Yeah, it's going in and out. Prabhuji. Previously, we couldn't hear much.
Were you able to hear during the discussion, during the lecture, just a question answer, or the whole lecture was breaking?
No, not the whole lecture, just the last, but maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Prabhuji, when you
all
are
right.
talking about the Yugal Kishore Prabhu, right? When you are mentioning about Yugal Kishore Prabhu, from then on we could not hear properly.
Yeah. So Yugal Kishore Prabhuji, he Maharaj, Radhanath Maharaj had a desire the journey home to be distributed. So Prabhuji went to Maharaj and he asked Maharaj, what pleases you the most? Who takes the books, like Indian or Westerners? How many books they distributed? How much money comes from those book distribution? What pleases you the most? And Maharaj said, just an act of trying to distribute, just an act. So Maharaj is showing by his own example that it's the act of service that we are focused on. It's just the act of service and not the result of the service. Because when we focus on the result of the service, then sometimes we lament, we'll be in anxiety, anxiety is good for Krishna's service, but then sometimes we'll be lament, sometimes we'll become proud, and these emotions will come. But just the act of service, Krishna is allowing me to serve. In whichever way Krishna wants, I'm willing to serve. And that's all that matters. I'll continue my service. And there is oneness in Krishna's interest, or Guru's interest, or Prabhupada's interest, or Mahaprabhu's interest, or the interest of the mission. Oneness in that. then everything will be in harmony. Does that make sense, Prabhuji? Can you relate?
Yes, Prabhuji. Act of service. Yes, Prabhuji. Got it.
Yeah. Now, another thing is Prabhupada also mentions that we should take anxiety for Krishna service. We should try to do the service as if we are very much attached to the results. We should try to spread the message as vigorously as we can. But then sometime Krishna sends, sometime Krishna doesn't send. Uh, Somewhere Krishna sends, some other place Krishna doesn't send. There are various circumstances. And they like, okay, then so we put our effort as if we are attached, and then whatever the result is, we're very pleased by the act of that service. Well, I'm getting some chance to serve. My Lord, I'm here to serve, and I'll continue my service independent of what happens, independent of um, um, externals. Please engage me in your service now, today, one more day. We just want to be happy by being engaged in serving Krishna. Ultimately, everything material will go away anyways. Today or tomorrow it will be lost, taken away from us. If not while alive, with death, everything will be taken away. But we are trying to develop a consciousness. All right.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Anything else? Thank you all very much. Prabhuji, not everyone is interested in preaching, right? Will they not? Prabhuji, Prabhuji, not everyone is in. There's a question I'm reading. Prabhuji, not everyone is interested in preaching, right? Will they not be in oneness with Krishna, or they they won't get mercy? No, Prabhu, it's not connected to preaching. It's connected to serving with the same interest. Now, I mean, all the devotees here are basically, I think most of you are preachers here in one way or the other. So we took that example, but one can be a cook, one can be a pujari, um, whichever whatever one is, the oneness is Lord's interest. When we are trying to, when the Lord's pleasure, and when the Lord's, whatever our service is, when the Lord's pleasure or mission's pleasure or what, if it is self-centered, then whatever we do, there will be limitation, there will be anxiety. Principle remains the same. The principle of one. So I hope that answers. For example, um, there is some service that we like to do, and somebody else get the service, and we were not asked for that service. And when Lord's interest is in the center, then it will be like, well, Krishna service getting done, and Krishna is looking. The service was very nice. It was then even more beautiful than how I could have done. When Lord interest is there, there's no lamentation. But when Lord interest is not there, then there may be lamentation in some form or the other. But at the same time, when we Um, Suppose if we want a particular service, we don't get a particular service that we like. And there may be lamentation, but then we should try to, my Lord, keep me engaged in your service. As long as, again, the principle of service. Anywhere individual interest is there, hatredness will come. When everything is not in relationship with the Lord, hatredness will also. Everything in relationship with Krishna in any service is like, well, Krishna decided, Krishna wanted it. Otherwise, material emotions will plug in. And when that is there, Krishna desired it, Krishna wanted it. Then when we feel a loss of seva, a loss of engagement to Krishna, Krishna, that is very nice. That is your desire. I'm not able to do what I want to do. I want you to be served very nicely. My Lord, my only desire is, please keep me engaged in your service also. Again, the principle, please keep me engaged in some other way. Keep me engaged. And then Krishna reciprocates. Krishna will engage you in other way. One example that comes to my mind is Bali Maharaj wanted to become Indra. Krishna didn't approve it. Krishna took him out of that planet only, earthly planet, heavenly planet, sent him there. But then Krishna still kept him engaged. And he would see Krishna, and Krishna was pleased by that. May not be relevant. Okay. Uh, uh, I think it's good. Thank you, Prabhu. Very good. I think it's good to end now. If I spoke anything wrong, please forgive me as a humble servant for the distracted class. Panchakalpatarubhesha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Anantakoti Vaishnavinda ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All of you are wonderful, great Vaishnavas. My yoga is to all of you. Dhanavad pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you
Hare
for joining.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your
Hare
mercy.
Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Dhanyavad pranam.
Thank
Thank
you very much.
you. Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.